so good about recaps on Saturday games and Thursday games. Well, no, Liam usually does them on Thursday games.
He does the most.
Uh,
I just remember bits and pieces. It's a nice
yeah,
break for me.
let's see. There we continue on our way towards raid. Um, there is a odd big green meteor that is cutting a path through the sky that makes Fitz feel pretty weird. But no one else feels icky afterwards. But we continue heading up. Um, we've come across like what looks like a rock slide with distant rumbling ahead. Fitz sends Buddy to go scouting, and there's a bunch of big giant rock things that are fighting. Um, and so we sneak up on them to make sure that the Queen's roadway is clear of danger. And Tanith summons a Guardian of Faith, and then we kick those giants' ass real hard and continue on our way, um, getting caught up in a huge storm. Seeing a windmill off in the distance, we decide to keep heading for it. The occupants come out to guide us into shelter. A As I have put here in my notes, cutie pie farmer, fit and strong, named Angra, invites us in for foods. We shelter in the mill. Um, it is simple and warm. And there's another man who is identified as her brother. Did I really? Olaf. And their aunt? Mother?
Uh, grandmother, I believe.
Yeah, I thought it was gone.
Grandmother. I don't think we got her name, though.
No.
But, Fitz and Tanith try to talk to the old lady, trying to get her to wake up some, but apparently she's been like that for a while. Olaf is pretty scared about a Mary of the Fields that he says that he has seen. Angra, thinks it's poppycock and hogwash, and even though she's seen it for herself, she doesn't think that it's the terrifying spirit that will haunt wasteful farmers because, you know, she doesn't believe in it really, even though it's been getting closer and closer and she's seen it every single time. Um,
She's
but
seen it once.
she's seen it once. Olaf has seen it each time?
Correct.
Okay. All right then. Olaf is very scared, tells Aval and Fitz and Tanith about it, and uh, Lenore manages to get the story out of Angra after she like huffs off. But we have kind of made a reconciliation and offered to help them um, with their troubles. So we're going to be riding out the storm here and helping them prepare for the Mary of the Field.
Indeed. So I believe last
I,
time. Oh yeah.
sorry,
You go,
can
mate.
I just say one thing? So we ended with that, like, there was a lightning storm or
Mhm.
thunderstorm or something, and there were flashes in the trees, and then we ended with us seeing basically the shadow of a giant woman with a scythe.
Did we see
Uh,
that?
She's not giant.
while eating soup, whiskey, crusty bread, they keep looking out the window with flashes. Trees look like more and more like a crazy giant woman with a scythe. Then, so we are very paranoid. Then,
I
and
do not remember that happening, but okay.
I think, I don't know, people were paranoid about seeing her outside. That was
I don't remember us seeing her, but if you have it in your notes, then
no, I think like people were paranoid of seeing her.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
they were thinking
You are
they had
you are
seen her,
looking for a woman with a scythe, and the
basically.
trees in the flashes of lightning look often like a figure standing outside, and you're like, oh fuck.
Yes, exactly that. Like it's
Okay,
paranoid
okay.
and it's all kind of horror.
Okay.
But
It is the dressing gown on the back of your door creeping you the fuck out.
Yeah, I have like this little like jade dragon thing. It looks like something that like you see in like Chinese food restaurants or whatever, just kind of like hanging over my window. And the way that it's shaped, there's like a little red knot cord thing at the top, and then it's like the big sweeping dragon, and then it like is big long tassels hanging down from it from like the center. It looks like a person whenever I don't have my glasses on. It's like, you know, cord, and then the dragon is the shoulders, and then like, so.
Yeah, I have the same thing. I keep thinking that the old man who comes into my room at night is like a scary old man, but he's just a nice old man.
He's just real nice. He just wants to drag me to hell.
It's like, oh, I thought you were a different old man. Shit.
I was also thinking that we are scared of seeing the shadow of a local legend in a place called Raid.
No.
Raid shadow.
Dan, no. Oh, no. This game is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legend. Use my link in the description below to get 100 gold and a free shield for 6 hours or something. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This video is brought to you by Immoral Business Practices.
Yeah, 90% of YouTube videos are either VPNs at the moment or a game called Raid Shadow Legends, and it's been that way for like a year.
This sketch is brought to you by these Raycon earbuds.
Oh yeah, Raycon's got in on it recently.
I have some Raycons. They're okay. Anyway. So,
It's still raining
sponsorship out the way. Yeah, it's pouring with rain. And there's like, you know, their house is very well built, but you know, any house that isn't stone in these periods is going to have a couple sort of sections that drip a little in a storm as dangerous as this.
I remember the description of a window, yeah?
Yeah.
Bits are sitting as far away from the window as possible to get away from the battering sound of the rain against the window panes.
For sure. So as you are kind of sitting there, what's everyone doing? Is anyone going to try and get some sleep as the evening wears on, or is everyone kind of staying awake?
I'm gonna stay awake to see Mad Mary now. Not Mad Mary, Mary the Beast. That's gonna happen.
I think Brandon's found a cozy corner, maybe.
Okay.
Just kind of like feet up under a table, maybe near the fire or something, and just relaxing.
So is anyone trying to take a long rest?
I don't
Tanith
need one, but I will attempt one. I guess.
Tanith needs one, but I don't know if she's gonna be able to.
Yeah.
I think I actually looks like I have already clicked the long rest, or Tanith has been reset. I don't
Actually,
know.
it says long rest at the end of my notes.
Okay. So
Okay.
I think you asked that question, and if you could hit that button.
I
Okay.
do remember asking if I could click the button.
Make me a wisdom saving throw, Tanith.
Oh boy. I don't know which dice.
D20.
Solid great joke.
Ooh. 21.
You kind of get yourself lost in the white noise of the rain and the thunder above, and with all that noise, you find it kind of hard to, you know, think back to what horrors may have befallen you in previous times, and you eventually manage to sleep without issue. Now, during the night, is there a watch being kept?
We are here to like hunt her down, so presumably.
Right. Well,
So he'll take he'll definitely go watch, and he'll probably just be up anyway.
okay. Well, you take a point of exhaustion if you're staying up.
Oh, yeah.
Can we not just like take like a watch?
You can
and,
take a
like,
watch,
Yeah,
but
that's what he's asking, but that's not what William
Yeah.
said.
Let's not.
Liam
Oh, I see.
Liam said I'm gonna be up all
Stay
night.
up.
Maybe Fitz wants to stay up, but he doesn't manage it. Because I don't roll well enough as it is.
I think Tanith would stay up as long as she can, and then eventually fall asleep. I think that makes the most sense for like her role,
Yeah.
rather than like trying to sleep and then wake up and then sleep again. She would stay up as late as she can and then get her rest in that way. So she'll take like the first watch or two, however many that is, before she has to lay down and sleep.
Okay.
Sounds like Fitz is doing something similar, so I'll probably take one of the later watches if I can get to sleep early and
Yeah.
wake up
Lenore?
at the tail end.
Yeah, I imagine Lenore would probably gotten changed and yeah.
Like the baggy shirt of
uh,
your new girlfriend.
Yeah. And probably would take a later watch.
before or after Abel?
Probably after.
Okay.
So it would go Tanith, Fitz,
Your hosts will also be keeping watches, but they'll go whenever you want them to. So,
Oh.
if you want them to go like last, they will.
I mean, we've now got it all organised, so I guess they can just bolster some of the existing watches. I don't know if Tanith and Fitz
Okay.
are kind of doing the earlier ones, maybe.
Maybe Lenore and Angra take the private watch.
Yes, possibly.
Okay, well, we'll say Olaf will stay up with Aval, and Angra will stay up with Lenore, and those two can have advantage on their perception checks. So, perception check from Tanith, please.
She's already fallen asleep.
I just thought of something really funny that if I was a bad DM, I would just be like, it's the grandmother getting up every night to like go for a wee in the field. He's like,
She's using the scythe as a crutch.
yeah.
Yeah.
This makes perfect sense.
Getting closer to the house because we can't be fuck walking all that way again.
Yeah.
All the clocks are dying, but only in this really straight line.
Okay, well, apparently we're not getting one out of her, so I guess we just...
Sorry, I was muted.
Huh.
It was an 11.
Okay,
You
you...
guys started talking after I said it, so I thought you guys heard me.
We're just trying to fill the silence.
No. No, sorry. It was 11. I rolled a 4 plus 7 for 11.
You don't notice anything weird. Fitz.
Is Tanith able to stay up for 2 watches before she has to crash, or just 1?
Make a con save.
While Fitz is up for his watch, he's gonna look for some white thread. Does he find any?
I rolled a 4 again for
Okay.
a 9. No,
No,
11
you fall
again.
you fall asleep pretty much halfway through your own watch.
No.
You rolled a 9.
No, an 11.
Oh, then okay,
I
you
can't
stay up
math.
for your own watch.
Okay.
Um,
Math.
Fitz, make me an investigation check and a perception check, please.
Oh, sorry. Perception check. I got 15,
Okay.
and my investigation I got 14.
Yeah, you find some black thread. You like find a sewing box that has like threads of all kind in them.
Okay. I'm just gonna take the white one, and then when I speak to Andor, that's more well after that.
Ava, you see nothing, by the way, Fitz. Sorry.
Yeah, I think.
Perception check with advantage, Ava.
Yeah. I was just writing down the thread.
No, no problem, my friend. I appreciate your diligence.
Studiousness? Yeah. The advantage boosted me from a 10 to a 14 plus 8 for 22.
Okay. So you are
Has eyes.
kind of
What do your elf eyes see?
you're imagine sitting at a seat right next to the window, and you're kind of looking at the reflection of the fire in the window, like not really looking out the window. And then you like this sort of flicker of movement in the fields. You see some of the like wheat kind of being pushed aside, and you look over, and I imagine you just see poking out of the grass, out of the wheat, is this long, black, rusted old scythe that looks like it was found at the bottom of a river. And you kind of like stand up, and your eyes go wide, and you see this very unpleasant-looking creature. It's a woman standing maybe 20 feet from the window, staring directly at you. Her body is all like desiccated and rotten, and it looks again like sort of water damage almost, like she has been lying in like a lake or a river, and rotting there. And you see like sticking to like the horrible like green brown kind of sallow wrinkles of her like patchy rotten skin, like bits of like old kind of black and green rotten grain, and like bent leaves. And you can see she's wearing this kind of sackcloth type dress. It's very simple affair, and it's kind of like patched and again like just as rotten, like half falling off of her, kind of exposing like the whole left side of her chest and the whole left arm. And you can see her like stumbling, kind of teetering almost like a drunkard on their way home from the tavern towards the window. Make me a. I'll give you perception, or it doesn't really. It's kind of a hard one, but I'll give you insight if you'd rather insight than perception.
My perception is better.
Sure, you can roll either. You can roll either. It's sort of straddling the two. No, it the result will be the same. It's just
19 for perception.
the sort of style of dress she's wearing definitely rings a bell. And she's maybe not in the room, but like it's very much the sort of simple farm fare of clothing that you might see Angra wearing, but obviously a highly rotten version.
Okay. Pulled the mask off and it was Angra this entire time.
What place?
So I'm standing there looking through this window at this creature in the night, and I imagine Olaf doesn't happen to be looking at this point.
No.
And Avon just goes, so that Mary in the field, she's has an interesting dress sense, like a lot of black and green, big old scythe.
What are you talking about? He says, and like looks over, and then still kind of follows your eye line, and he's imagined like sitting at a stool at the table and falls off of it.
Yeah. Is everyone like sleeping in various levels of this thing, or are they mostly around this, like the fire on this ground floor?
Yeah, I imagine most people are down here. Just in case something happens, you know.
No problem. I sort of not breaking eye contact with this creature, kind of lean and maybe take something off the table, like just because you were talking about a sewing kit, maybe there's like some sort of bobbin or something that's soft. And he just kind of like, maybe from the reflection of the window, he knows where Lenore is, and she's next up, presuming she's here.
Yeah.
I kind of just throw it at her over my shoulder or something.
Sure.
in an attempt
Lenore's
to wake her up.
Lenore's awoken with a full brick in the face.
Ow! Bleeding profusely from the broken nose now because I got a brick in the face.
Sorry,
no.
I didn't think they were keeping bricks on their table.
I thought it was knitted.
Don't know my own strength.
Yeah. No, but yeah, Lenore, you're awoken with a rather more gentle object hitting you in the face. That sounded you a bobbin. Oh yes, let me just use one of the dicks from this jar of dicks.
What you say that, and Aval, you can see that he's not looking at you, and neither is Olaf, who's possibly like
Quivering,
getting
yeah.
himself off the floor or something. And it's like, I don't think you're going to need a watch. Perhaps wake Tanith, and you see him like his hand like is moved over to like the scabbard, ready to draw his rapier.
I'll wake Tanith and Fitz as I go. And Angra as well. I'll wake everyone as I go.
Yeah,
Fitz
everyone.
does that really big cat yawn, like where his mouth like opens unnaturally wide.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
trying to not look away so she doesn't do like the Ring horror thing where they like, you know, scuttle really close when you're not.
She is slowly but inexorably making her way towards the window. You see that Angra kind of comes down, her hair is all wild. And she kind of like looks where you're looking. And where Olaf like immediately kind of you saw like the strike of fear run through him. With her it's anger. And you see she like walks over to like a cabinet and opens it. Pulls out a really, really big stone and wood mallet and like immediately begins striding towards the door in a sort of, right, I'm gonna deal with this once and for all kind of way.
Is it still storming out real bad?
Big time.
Okay.
Yeah, Aval probably while she's doing that was saying maybe we should take this outside.
Lenore's already following.
Fitz pulls Buddy out of his pocket dimension, and Buddy starts flying out the door, while Fitz stays inside and watches by the window.
What's... never mind. Am I allowed to change my spells around just getting woken up like this, or do I need to keep what I had before?
Sure, you can change your spells.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, Tanith will be getting up and heading out as well. Don't think she would have been sleeping in her armor. So she won't have her armor on, but she'll have her shield.
I mean, she might have been if she was, you know, anticipating some kind of fight potentially.
I mean, but you can't get a long rest in while wearing armor.
Oh, she's got like proper armor.
Yeah,
Does she have heavy?
She's got Mithril Splant. It's heavy armor, so.
Although it's Mithril.
Yeah.
Does that not mean it's lighter? More comfortable?
It doesn't say anything about the sleeping thing, so
Sure.
up to.
Yeah, you can wear it.
Okay, fine. I was gonna be.
You want
I was gonna be proper. But yeah,
Mithril is light, flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Then she'll
Doesn't-
head out with the Lightbringer mace out, so it's all glowing and stuff.
it's quite an interesting thing actually. I hadn't really thought about that. But, you know, no disadvantage from stealth and no strength requirement, and it's like flexible, so probably actually
Yeah.
Yeah.
quite good to sleep in.
Need to find Ambrashmina some mithril things.
Yeah. So is everyone charging outside?
quickly staying inside and watching by the window while he sends Buddy out.
Okay.
Is
Cast spells through Buddy. So he doesn't have to be out there.
here is a question though. Since somebody brought it up, the grandma is still like in her little rocking chair, like oblivious.
She is.
Okay, just making sure.
Actually, make an insight check.
Oh no.
Ooh, better. 19.
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah. So heading out, preparing something. I don't know if I want to start off with anything, but yeah.
You see, Angro, who's at the front, kind of stop dead when she comes close to the Mary of the Fields, and Angra's eyes go wide in something that some of you may read as a little bit of recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And her hands begin to shake.
You know who it is?
She makes a wisdom save. She succeeds that wisdom save, and is going to raise her hammer and make an attack. And then we will roll initiative. No, she does not answer. So you see her raise her hammer and like take 2 steps forward to bring it down and crush the Mary of the Field's head. And as she does, the Mary of the Fields just like holds out her hand, and you see this like concussive blast of force that kind of makes her stumble back, almost like, you know, the Witcher sign kind of thing, where she doesn't go flying or anything, but she just like, you know, something blocks her and she stumbles back. Yeah, let's roll initiative.
Okay.
9.
This dice has. Oh, that's cocked. Roll that again.
14.
18.
18.
17.
Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Wrong fire.
Damn it.
You okay?
Yeah, and she just didn't roll well. But they all roll better than I laugh.
He still has to sleep.
No, he's just shitting himself. Right. Tanith, you're up first.
Oh boy. The first thing that I am going to do is does it require a check for me to see if this creature is like an undead spirit or anything like that, or some kind of like weird beastie goo, or do we
No,
have to, like, use
you're pretty
magic to
sure
do
it's
that?
it's undead.
It's undead. Okay. I am going to. Things are going fairly well right now. So I'm just going to start off with a cheeky hold person. So I'll take a wisdom save from the Mary of the Fields.
Oh man, it has advantage and it rolled a 2 and a 1.
Yeah.
You
So she's
roll
held in place. Wisdom turn at the end of each of her turns. She is paralyzed.
But she's an undead.
Yes, it says a humanoid. She's a humanoid.
No, a humanoid is the character, like a commoner or a berserker.
Oh.
Medium humanoid. She is not considered a humanoid by
okay,
D&D.
okay.
She's a monster, yeah.
And I just
Yes.
discussed. I would know that.
Yeah,
I would
you'd know
know
that, so you don't have to.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, she's not a humanoid.
Okay. Then that kind of
You'll need to hold monster.
balks me a little bit. I think I shall go with a
grenade.
Hand grenade.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes, now.
Okay. Command. I'm gonna tell her to drop the scythe.
Okay.
I think it's a one word.
Yeah.
Like
So drop.
disarm. Yeah.
Disarm. Whatever.
Disarm. Yeah. Wisdom save.
Don't suppose you'll take that roll that
15.
that you already had. Oh, in your head. Hold on, my page crashed. DC is 15, so yeah, because you re-rolled, it's a save.
I let you wreck on a very dumb decision, so let's just calm our grumpiness right there.
Since you re-rolled.
All right, you can not have your second turn and just take the whole person.
It's okay, I'm kidding.
Oh, it's okay, is it? Oh, thanks. Is that your turn?
Yes, because that was a spell. I can't cast spiritual weapon. I'm gonna get up in her face, dough.
Okay. Avel.
Aval is going to turn to Angra. If she got like knocked back a bit or something. She's we're going to have to tell us something sometime, you know. And he'll pull out into the stormy night his rapier and bonus action flame tongue ignited.
Dope.
It becomes the.
That's the fan art of this session, just like illuminating the raindrops.
Mm-hmm.
That's rad as fuck. Hit
I
like
see.
steam pouring off.
I see how it is. My cool glowing radiant mace isn't fan
No,
art-worthy, but
the
sure.
fan art is also going to be you being like, huh, that's definitely a zombie, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to cast a spell that doesn't affect zombies. That's going to be the fan
Fuck
That's
you, Rob.
Oh.
art.
Then Aval will move in and expect, hopefully, his magic weapon to do something to the ghosty goo. That was a lame dice roll. That was 14.
You are also concussively knocked back.
Ah,
Am I as well? Because I
Problem.
was standing up next to her.
No. This is me just flavoring the miss because
Oh, I see.
she's not wearing armor and she's not dodging. She doesn't have a shield. She just her AC is high to make it a challenging fight. But you know.
okay. He's gonna basically skirt around the back.
Sure, as he often does.
As he often does.
Fitz.
Fitz is going to cast Eldritch Blast. That's Russian, that's not German. Eldritch Blast through the mouth of Buddy, because he's not getting in the rain. The rain is scary.
Aw. Go for it.
Did you want anime fire blasts? That is a 15
That's a miss, I'm afraid.
and wait. Do I roll twice or do I just roll the once and then one and then I hit twice?
Roll
Yeah, you
twice.
roll for each beam.
Sorry, yeah. Just double check that. The other one, I rolled a 14 plus 8, which is like 20 something.
Yeah, that's a hit.
So first pew goes nowhere. Second pew, Fitz is like a little to the left, and Buddy with his green flame blasts into the quine, and it does a big ol' 11 damage. 11 force damage specifically.
First blood.
I don't know. I imagine it's looking very Digimon for some reason.
Yeah. I imagine its mouth just opens like way too wide. And it becomes like a Pathfinder goblin and just like. It's Angra's turn.
I just realized I seem to really like green and pink as a color scheme. Sorry, carry on.
No problem. She is going to charge forward with her hammer. Oh boy. She was gonna take a reckless, but she rolled a crit on her first attack. So, fuck it. No reckless. Well, I guess I have to pre-call that, don't I? I don't know why I rolled again, but... 8 plus... Oh, 12 plus 3. So 23. Though that is halved. To 11, because mundane. But you see her just like... She pulls her arms back. Her arms like bulging farmer muscles just like tensing up. White knuckle grip, and she just like brings the hammer down in a blow that would surely knock the skull of anyone it hit into their chest cavity. But it just kind of Mary's head like just snaps backwards, and then just like with a sickening crunch just snaps back forwards, and you see the jaw kind of like wiggling and hanging a little loosely. It's now the Mary of the Field's turn. She is going to kind of clutch her scythe and let out this hissing, screeching lullaby, beginning to just pierce the ears of any of you who hear it. So, could everyone make wisdom saving throws, please? Angra and Olaf both fail.
Oh no. I got 17. I really hope that's good enough.
19.
25.
Fitz?
Not near there.
I was gonna say, do I hear it?
He's
because I'm
inside.
in-
He's
or no?
he's inside, but I did say she was 20 feet away, and it has a 30-foot range, so...
Okay.
Does he get advantage for maybe being indoors or something? Does it
That means
dull
you have
the
to make
sound?
a granny roll.
Oh no. Does she
can't-
emit a counter scream?
Yeah. The granny also fails.
Oh god.
Sorry, what was it? Wisdom, yeah? Wisdom save.
Yes.
That's a 19 from Fitz. And a... 5 from Buddy.
Okay, so... If you roll below an 18... I'm sorry. I actually feel... I wish anyone else had failed, but not you, Dan. And you'll see why in a second. 10, 18, 23... 26 damage, or 13 if you passed. Psychic, this is. If you failed, you're also stunned for 1 round. So, you watch as Angra kind of freezes in place and is stunned. Olaf faints. The grandmother, I don't know, passes out and falls forward into the fire.
Horrible, Rob.
I mean, she's already done.
Yeah,
with
she's
it all.
she.
Any momentum.
You see no change come over the grandmother.
Yes.
I was gonna say, but there's a big difference between like her just head just lolling to one
She does
side,
that thing in
falling
video
into the
games
fire.
where they're like sitting and then it reinitializes a version of
When they're
themselves
jumping
that's
in the
dead, so
air.
they just have that little like jump animation and suddenly they're ragdolling.
And her limbs are just going.
Around the room, yeah. Fitz is hiding under the table. As she goes
Oh gosh.
Lenore.
Buddy just gets fucking obliterated.
oh.
He has, according to the Roll20.expedium, he has 7 hit points.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
2d4 plus 2, which is significantly less than 26.
Yes.
I can't fault your maths there, Liam.
He's died a few times.
Oh yeah, oh certainly, yes.
I'll have to bring it back again.
Yeah,
Did I hear it was my turn?
You did.
Sorry.
Swords and punch. You got to be fucking kidding me.
Oh, this has not gone well.
This is
Well,
my favorite fight.
Well, I got a 3 and a 1, and then I'm gonna flurry of blows and hopefully get some punches in.
Get some punches in.
going to be a 20 and a 15.
20 hits. Are your punches magical?
They are.
Sick. So I imagine Lenore like runs up, kind of like goes to swing for a punch, and has that like concussive blow, and then again and again as she like hits 2 more times, and then she goes for a punch, and she sees like the Mary of the Fields lifting her hand again, and she goes and like she kind of switches it up to dodge the sort of protection magic and brings it down in some kind of badass like axe kick or something.
And that is 11 points of damage.
You guys have all done 11 points of damage. It's been 11, 11, 11. Olaf's go. Unless, have you got anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, Olaf's go. Death saving throw. That's a success.
When you said faint, I thought you meant
No.
no.
Olaf
Okay,
has
okay.
10.
He's
Or
gone.
Olaf has less hit points than the fairy dragon. He has 4.
Oh,
He should not have come out here. That was not clever.
All of his stats are 10.
oh.
His
He's a
ace.
commoner, huh?
He is a commoner.
But his sister is a barbarian, apparently.
She's a berserker.
That's a barbarian, yes.
Well, she doesn't have rage.
Oh, it's a creature. I gotcha.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
He passed his death save?
He did. The granny did not.
Oh no. I hope she
I
has
don't
more
know
than
that-
one.
I don't have. Granny?
she's been a corpse for hundreds of years. It's actually just a really weird antique chair carved to look like a desiccated grandmother.
Oh no.
What
Uh,
the fuck is going on?
Tanith.
Yeah, can I see Olaf? And I assume I can't see Granny's.
You can see her through the window.
I can? So I can see
Sure.
that she's slumped over?
Yeah.
Okay. For my action, Tanith is going to pull out her holy symbol, and since all of these people are stunned and fuck sword for a round, I'm going to attempt to, turn the undead to keep her from hurting anybody.
I like
so
it.
that's going to be a turn undead. DC 15 wisdom saving throw.
Is there any weirdness?
If
with
she's
CL?
turned, she must spend her turn trying to move as far away as she can. Cannot move closer. Can't take reactions. For her action, she can only use dash if she fails.
She dashes away.
No, it's not her turn yet. But
On her turn, she will dash away.
awesome. Bonus action is going to be to cast Mass Healing Word.
Okay.
And so that's going to be Olaf, Granny, and everybody who failed.
Mhm.
So Olaf, Granny,
Aval.
and
It was Buddy, but he's gone.
Angara. You
Oh,
are
yeah.
going to get 7 hit points back.
Whew.
Is that how many creatures is that? That's
Uh,
Olaf,
that's
Ava,
4.
Angora 4.
4. Okay, one more.
Herself.
Lenore.
Fucking
Lenore's
Okay.
7 back.
7
Yeah.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
And she is turned until she takes damage.
Am I smart enough to know this?
It's
In
up to
religious places,
you.
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how turning works, sure.
At the very least, but you're after her turn, so everybody won't be stunned by the time it's your turn again.
Yeah.
So,
Just wanted to make sure.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, tactically, it was so that she couldn't, like, fuck on Angara and
Yeah, it's
Olaf
really smart.
and Avel. So, tactically, on your turn, if you want to fuck her up,
Okay.
or yeah, or if you want to, on her go, smack her in the ass if you want to.
Ava,
I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah.
you are stunned.
Aval is probably in the because it's all kind of happening synchronicity. He's probably getting like knocked aside as this thing is running back into the
Yeah.
fields or something because he was behind her, and he's probably like holding his head and go, "Good lord, sometimes it is a very bad idea to have elven hearing," and like trying to finger in the ear like.
Yeah. Fitz.
Is Fit smart enough to know that turn undead is a thing?
You haven't worked with a cleric before, I don't think.
Probably
So
not.
You can make a religion check.
or
Alrighty.
intelligence or wisdom or something.
Or religion?
Religion
Okay.
works for me.
Yeah.
13.
No.
It's okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I got Olaf up at least.
Fitz feels the connection to Buddy just snap away as he disintegrates into pixie dust. Because it's fun. And he's like, Buddy! He gets up, he sees the rain coming down. Can't do it. He jumps, leaps through the window, smashes it, and like lifts a wand that he's carrying that you've only just noticed. He doesn't feel like doing the finger guns, and he just casts it forward and casts Eldritch Blast from his Rod of the Fat Keeper thing.
Don't worry, Liam will miss a couple times and she'll still be turned.
That's why I tried to do a cool thing, because then when I miss, it's fine.
That's gonna be the fan art.
Oh, you bitch! Oh, you dead son of a bitch!
He's got 2 crits, I bet. Because it's Liam.
22 is a hit, correct?
Correct.
So I rolled a 22 and a 23, so they both hit.
Get it.
Bastard.
I love that the one time Liam could really do with missing.
That's... Oh, dear. Can't do maths again. 11 force, followed by 9 force.
Okay.
Both green, pinky, blasty doodads come out and just encircle each other and then collide with her chest.
I like how I imagine Tanith hears you jumping through the window, turns and says, "No, wait, don't!" And then
What damage did you do on the hit? Sorry.
20 total. 11 and 9.
And 9. So 20 altogether.
Nice. How Angry go? Stunned. And Mary go.
Yeah.
And I'm right up there with her.
She is gonna turn
so it's Tanith.
to Tanith with a hateful look in her face and cast Blight.
Oh fuck me!
Constitution
Okay.
saving throw.
I'm gonna re-roll that with my inspiration. Thank God I did the inspiration. 23.
That is a success. You take, oh boy, 21 necrotic damage. That is halved.
Is that halved already?
Yeah, that is pretty halved.
already? Okay.
And they roll 4. Yeah. And then she's going to pass the turn to Lenore.
She's not gonna run away?
No.
Okay.
Alright.
About that.
She's the
Let's
scary
try it
one.
again. Sword. Punch. That's better. That's gonna be a 26 to hit and a 20 to hit on the sword.
Those some hits.
And then the punches are 19 and 16.
All but the 16 hit.
Alright. Get the punch out of the way. That's 8 points of damage for my unarmed strike.
That's a fucking big old punch.
It is.
You could kill 2 commoners with 1 punch.
That's gonna be 13 for the first slash. And
Kill 3
Six.
commoners with that.
And 7 for the second one. Because I rolled a 1 on my d10.
Yeah, she's starting to look a little bit battered. Not quite bloodied, but you're not sure she has blood.
Are you using a magic sword? Did you get a fancy one? You've got a fancy cloak.
It is, but I also have a Kensei weapon. It's a Kensei weapon, so.
Right. Cool.
Kensei Monk is my jam.
My punches and my Kensei weapons are magical.
Can punch ghost.
Nice.
It's Olaf's go. He picks up.
Stunned.
Die. So I don't know if it's stunned last or not because it's technically lost brain function.
Yeah,
or whatever.
he's not stunned.
Oh, yeah.
He's at full health. And raring to go, he picks up a large stick.
Oh no, Olaf, stay back. Don't
Rolls
do
a
it,
natural
Olaf.
5.
I charge Strahd.
He runs forward and goes to swing, and somehow the Mary of the Fields is able to just sidestep him, and he goes stumbling into into the grain field and trips over. You just see him disappear into the field of wheat. Tanith. Yeah.
It's my turn.
To become the
again.
next Mary of the Fields.
It's my turn again, is it? Okay. Well, after taking that blight spell, I think like the dark circles underneath Tanith's eyes are much more sunken and obvious, and she's going to say, "All right, that's it, you bitch. You're out of here." And she's going to cast banishment.
Ooh.
Charisma saving throw, please.
15.
That's just a fucking save.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
Damn it. So yeah, it doesn't work, and Tanith looks fucking enraged. If she was a barbarian, there would be like a blood vessel.
Frenzied range. Yeah.
She's super pissed. Bonus action is going to be nothing because I can't do that because I cast another spell, so I can't cast Sanctuary. But that was
Ava.
my 5th level spell. Yay!
Yay. Ava.
Evo kind of like shakes his limbs out a little bit and is like, let's try this again. And goes for a hard shot. That is 20, non-natural.
Hits.
Yeah, boy. Here comes
Yeah,
the
boy.
damage. 29 damage. Some of it's flaming if it matters.
It does. Please can have the flaming separately.
The flaming was 7 points, I believe.
Okay. And the rest is 22.
Yes, combined Schnerk and piercing.
Yeah, that's fine. Just need the for you.
Flame. So, manages to get a flame tongue rapier. Very firm blow, I guess, in the back or something. She no likey?
Yeah. She seems the fire doesn't seem to mess her up as much. She seems to be a lot like very watery. But the rest of the damage is bad. Fitz.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blurst.
She's looking pretty rough, yeah?
Now he'll miss.
No, she's alright.
No, she's looking bloodied.
No, she's
Or
not.
as close to looking bloodied.
She's almost bloodied.
Oh, is that 2 17s there, buddy? Shit, that's one. Yeah, it was. flavor, Fitz like cries out into the rain, thrusts both his paws forwards, and like hundreds of Eldritch Blast shots come out of his hands. Or at least it looks like hundreds. It's loads anyway. And some of them connect and do. Oh, I'm rolling so well. Oh my god. 11 and 12 force damage. So 23 altogether.
Okay. Angra's go. Sorry, I had a little. I was like staring at her name, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Angra?" Yeah.
It's Angra because she's angry.
She's an anger girl.
It's a natural 1. I didn't say reckless, so she whiffs wildly. Not really sure where she's standing. She maybe slips in the heavy rain. The Mary of the Fields is going to swing her scythe twice. Once at Tanith and once at Lenore. Tanith... Oh, I didn't look at the plus. Tanith, that is going to be a 14 to hit you.
With
And a 16 to hit Lenore. God damn it.
Miss.
Yeah. God damn, you have AC for days. So, yeah, she just swings like... whew, whew, and you guys just like... One ducks under it, one jumps over it kind of thing.
Nice. Great imagery.
And she lets out like an angry screech as Lenore takes her go.
yeah, Jesus, your AC, Jade. I need to get me a cloak of protection too.
It's the cloak, that sash, and then when I unarmed strike,
Oh yeah.
that's a 19 and a crack it on my swords.
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy.
And then my flurry blows. One will hit, one will miss.
Okay.
That's 20 for the critical hit.
Nice.
11 for the regular slice. And the unarmed strike that hit is a 10.
Okay. Yeah. That's the most damage she's taken in a round. You see like she kind of stumbles back, like parts of her kind of open up, and like you see like kind of waterlogged organs just begin like tumbling out of her, though she doesn't seem to notice it.
That's my go.
Damn. Olaf's go. He picks himself up, steals his nerve, and attacks.
Oh no!
He rolled a natural 1 last time. And this time, he rolled a natural 2.
Oh well. Now I know where all my luck's gone.
Yeah. So he just stumbles back the other way and swings at Lenore by accident, and she ducks it and gives him a what the fuck kind of look. And he like slips and falls into a face full of puddle.
Okay, so I'm up in her shit, so a ranged attack will have disadvantage. So we're just gonna hit her with the mace because guess what, buddies? Lightbringer does extra damage to undead.
Yep.
That is going to be a... Oh shit, what is my to hit? I never used my mace. That's only an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Oh, sweet. So that is a 2d6, one of which is radiant. Do you need it separated?
No, thank you.
Okay.
What
Ooh,
even
that's
is
a-
based?
that is 11 damage. No, 10 damage. 10 damage. Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah.
No. Yes,
modifiers?
10. 10. I was adding. Yes, I was checking my modifiers
Okay.
because it is a +1 weapon, so I was making sure that it was
Nice.
being included.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bonus action. Tanith is going to look at Olaf and say, why don't you go and make sure your gran is safe? And she's gonna cast Sanctuary on him as her bonus action.
He's just like surrounded by white light, but still covered in shit from the puddle. Aval.
I feel you haven't got long on this earthly plane, or whatever the earthly equivalent is in this setting.
Aurally plane.
Arlay? 23 to hit.
Hits.
Yes. Oh, Snake Eyes on the fire damage. So
Duh.
2 reduced to 1 there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just count up the rest of it. $20 additional damage on top of
Yeah, it's pretty good.
the 1.
Yeah. So
Obviously
she
it's
is.
struggling as it like plunges into her watery
Yeah.
body and is like
Yeah.
sputtering.
For sure. It's like. It's definitely struggling a little. Pittsburgh. You see, the Mary of the Fields is looking really bad. Like stumbling and yeah, just guts and stuff pouring out of her.
Gross. Fitz is going to point to a point with the pointing finger that is 10 feet away from, like, she's. Imagine, just theoretically, there's a 10-foot radius sphere. She's going to be at the edge of that sphere, so I don't hit any of my buddies.
Very well.
And he's going to focus and snap his fingers.
If you
cast-
can imagine that.
Just theoretically speaking. And cast Shatter. As a Constitution saving throw.
If this kills her and she explodes all over us, I'm gonna be so mad.
I'm going to be
Con-
so happy.
Con save.
Yes.
14.
She fails. Okay, where's my D?
Murderer.
I'm on
Just
5d8, so probably.
Explodes like you throw a stick of dynamite at a meathead and hunt.
Mm-hmm. Just
10 plus 6, 16 plus 8,
24.
24 thunder damage.
she is still up.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
But-
man, that was so cool.
You do that.
I didn't want her microwave popped in the middle of the field.
You
Lord,
see,
My buddy.
she's blasted forward, and you see, there is like a big slop of goo that kind of falls out of her chest, and you see her, like as you strike it, as you cast the spell, you see her scythe just like crack all the way up, and then just explode into dust, and she screeches indignantly as you've taken away one of her weapons.
That's what you get for hurting my buddy.
Angers go. Angra will lunge forward, reckless. 16 to 15. There's 21 to hit. She could kill if she rolls max damage here. She does not roll max damage. So instead she like charges in, and you see she like brings the mace down across the Mary the Field's chest, and you see just like her rib cage is just displaced, and her whole body kind of like crumples, and you can see she's still alive, like dragging herself along by one hand. But she's all but destroyed. But with her last gasp of breath, she's gonna begin singing that screeching song again. And I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws again, please. Does Olaf get any kind of benefit for?
Let me
I don't
see.
think so. I think it's only when targeted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. Area effects don't help him any. 21 for Tanith.
Oh, sweet. Whereas I rolled 17 last time, I rolled 18 this time, plus 2 for 20.
11.
So,
12.
oh, no, for fuck's sake.
Okay, well, anyone below an 18, you take. 8. 21 psychic damage and are stunned for 1 round. Everyone else takes 10 psychic damage. Olaf dies again.
Somehow.
Anger is okay.
Okay,
And I didn't make the granny roll for this one.
okay.
Olaf is no longer sanctuary. No, wait, sanctuary is not concentration. Ha 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 ha.
Olaf gets up and is running inside, just faints and just smashes into the door and collapses. Fails one one death save. He doesn't really. Lenore. Stunned.
I'm stunned.
Olaf. Oh. Natural 20. What is this guy's luck? He gets up just weeping, crying, like coughing up puddle liquid, stumbles inside. Tanith. He's the rookie of this game.
I mean, he's a commoner, and he ran out to attack.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
a big scary woman
I mean,
with a scythe
for
and
him,
a stick.
it's
got a
like
little
he's not gonna leave his sister out there.
Yeah,
you know.
so brave of him.
He's running away now.
Well, he was told to. He was
they
let off.
they got it handled.
Yeah, that is a 23 to hit.
Hits.
Yes, with mace. So I roll the exact same thing for damage again. 10.
Describe how you kill her.
So the Lightbringer mace, shines with like little homemade, radiant, like a little tiny sun, and Tanith just kind of like rears back, and if it was like all TV show or whatever, it would be like close up of the mace as the rain hits it, all like tink 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 tink, and then it just kind of like follows the mace as it swings through the air like a meteor and just like takes her head off.
That's dope as fuck. So as Anger like swings in and crushes the Mary of the Field's chest, you just come in like kind of leaping to one side and just like smash the head off into the field, and you see immediately the creature like collapses into a pile of slop, and Anger is just like panting there, like clutching her hammer with white knuckle grip, just staring at the pile of slop on the floor as the rain just coats every inch of her.
I was thinking like Tarantino, you knock the head off and like a water geyser just like sprays out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like the camera like in Kill Bill whenever like what is it, Go has like her little thing, and like the camera's always locked on like her little ball thing, and then it gets like whacked into the
Oh, nice.
and then like
Yeah, that's cool.
Evo kind of like brushes himself down a little. Well, we hold up our end of the bargain. Are you going to tell us why she looked familiar? directs that towards Angriel.
She's like panting really heavily. I think that was my sister.
What happened to her?
She went missing, and we searched for weeks for her, but never found her.
That was the one she told us about before, right? That went missing in town or something, or near a
Mhm.
town. And there was some fight over it or something?
So there was, she lost some of her family to bandits,
Right.
and this sister just went missing.
Oh, but this person, the Mary the Fields, did she look? I know she was all rotten and stuff. Did she
Yeah.
look older or like Angra's age or?
Hard to
Younger
tell.
or-
Like her
Okay.
hair had fallen out and her face was all rotten. Like it's really hard to put an age on her, but
Sure.
How long ago did she go missing?
she was older than me by 3 or 4 years, and well, it was my 7th summer.
So sometime.
She nods.
I cast Revivify. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe now she can have some peace. He kind of like turns to Tannis, like, "Can we do something about this?" And he kind of like waves his hand at the slab, like,
Yeah.
"No, a prayer or sacred flame or something."
Yeah. No. Tanith was getting there.
Sure.
But yeah, that wasn't her anymore. Just
I know.
Tanith will nod and turn to, say a small prayer over the remains of. What was her name?
Catherine.
Over the remains of Catherine, and then cast Sacred Flame to burn up all of the bits.
It's the like fire kind of burns away the puddle, and because it's holy fire, it doesn't spread to the wheat or anything, and
And
kind
it'll
of
burn in the rain still.
yeah, there's like a halo of rain around it. You can take an inspiration for that. I really like that.
Oh, thanks.
As soon as Fitz comes down from whatever anger he was in, he looks up at the sky and immediately gets a raindrop in the eye, squeals in pain, and then runs inside through the window that you broke.
You see Olaf retching in one corner. I think we'll take a quick break there so I can refill my drink and whatnot, if that's cool with
Okay.
peeps.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
right
yeah.
back.
Sure.
I shall do the same.
Sit here in silence. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, good sir?
I am well. I
As far as
enjoyed
I
this
enjoy.
little arc.
I enjoyed it too. I like Farmer Tales.
Yeah. Felt like a pretty classic, like, you know, D&D sort of adventure beat. Solving
so.
low-level problems. But
Feeling good about it.
I just love how fucking shit Olaf rolled and then his natural 20 to get himself back up.
Oh, it's good. Um, but yeah, maybe put a family ghost to rest, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did a good deed. Maybe the word will spread, and other farmers might be nice or something. I've just seen a D&D meme. It says making a fighter. They were tabaxi. You choose Echo Knight for the martial archetype, and then you name them Schrodinger. Which is so good. Ooh, I've just found something cool for you, Rob.
Oh, yeah?
I will post it in this chat. Someone has... An artist has drawn the new Batman in a comic book form, but also put it in a really cool GIF.
You're a really cool GIF.
Thanks, babe.
Oh, fuck. Sending that to my brother. He's well fucking excited.
It's cool. It's cool.
Oh, Olaf, you sweet summer child. Hey, Dan. Also,
Yeah.
I have a present for you this session.
Oh, okay. It's not even my birthday.
No, I mean, it's a present for the party, but I feel you're the one who'll enjoy it the most.
Sure.
I made it with you in mind. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
But you best get your cell phone to raid there, boy, because otherwise you ain't getting no present from me.
Okay. It's not a mud mask made out of Mary, is it?
Ew.
Fertilizing properties. It makes my skin so soft.
It's like a mud mask made from dead sea salt.
Well, when everyone has reconvened and we have waited out the storm, we can begin our journey
Riders on the storm.
to raid.
Indeed.
One of these days we'll actually make it to the city.
Sure.
That is what they all say.
Rose just starts throwing like all kinds of things on the road. All these peasants pleading for our help, and we're like, no, we have to get to the city. We have a present, apparently.
Hmm. Tonight is one of those nights where if I turn my fan on, I get too cold. But if I don't have it on, I'm too hot.
That's
Does
when
it
you
have-
turn it on and then put on a jumper.
Then I'll definitely be too hot.
Well, not a jumper then. Like some sort of small hoodie, or cover yourself with a blanket, or something.
Blanket a great shout, fella.
I'll just suffer.
Sounds like the rogue way.
So I don't know if you guys have them over there, but Doritos has like these. No,
We do
no.
have Doritos.
Doritos have like this thing. If you let me finish, called like Dynamitas, where they're like the tortilla chips, but they're all rolled up into like a little tube, and they're like
Okay.
super spicy because it's like chili limon.
They're just Takis.
Yes, they're Takis, but they're very, very spicy and they get all over your fingers like Cheetos. So I have a plastic fork and I am scooping up the tube in the little
Aren't you
fork.
delicate?
That is the whitest thing I have ever heard.
I mean, Doritos before.
My crisps are too hot.
I mean, most of the time I don't bother, but tonight I don't want to get red stuff on in my eyes because my eyes have been kind of itchy today. Because yeah, it would really suck rubbing this into my eye.
Sometimes I do that just for masochistic fun.
Just so I can feel something.
Just so I could suffer.
I do it so I can feel alive. No, but seriously, they're like so spicy that if you eat like the entire bag, it feels like your tongue has a hole in it.
Don't eat the entire bag then?
It's like a bit of the bag.
It's like the little snack bag, not like the giant, like, you know,
Oh,
family
I see.
size bag.
Fine, but you know.
Yeah, the kind
I
that
mean-
you would get, like, you know.
I don't know if this is just my poor understanding of America, but I feel like a little snack bag means a very different thing to you than what it means to me down at Liam.
Maybe.
It's like 4 ounces.
You may as well have said that's 7 toads worth.
It is 7 toads
Those
worth.
were
That's it.
exactly how
Is there
Oh,
seven?
wow.
Are there 7 toads to an ounce?
Yeah,
Ah.
you didn't know that?
No, I mean we don't get taught the imperial system.
4 ounces is about 100 grams, give or take.
No, that's the Appalachian
113
system.
grams.
There you
And
go.
I think our
That's a
crisp-
little snack bag.
our little crisp snack bags
Are like
about
20?
35.
Yeah.
No, they're 25 grams. Like a serving size would
4
be.
ounces here. It says 113 grams on Google.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Serving size is approximately 15 pieces, and parentheses 28 grams, and there's 4.
Oh, there's 4 servings in a bag.
Yeah, so it's like 100.
Yeah, but he said
Yeah.
don't eat the whole bag, and then you said it was a snack bag, and then you said it was that. So we didn't know. We were thinking that was a one American serving bag.
No, it's 4 servings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then don't eat the whole bag.
Most people are gonna eat that whole bag.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, isn't like a bottle of Dr Pepper that's like 500 mils. It says it's 2 servings. So oh well. Anywho,
Anywho,
yeah, you get in out of the rain, and you find like it's considerably sort of darker and blacker outside, and the rain continues to slash, but somehow the night just feels less sinister without the threat of creepy old women. And you can finish your evening, take all your long rests and whatnot. Maybe you have a bit of a lie-in tomorrow, as that the rain does continue for most of the morning, and so you can make sure you get a long enough rest to really sleep in.
Fitz spends the whole night curled up by the fireplace, forgetting he could just prestidigitate the water off of him.
What a muppet.
Tanith is gonna wait until like the rain cleans her up some, and is going to get a short rest in because she's like half her hit points down.
You can. So what I was saying is, like, you can have a lie-in and take a long rest.
You can only benefit from a.
Oh,
long
sure.
rest
You already got one,
24 hours.
Yeah.
But
And
did
I've
you
already
even
had one.
finish? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
already
I
had
did
one
say. Yeah, I did say she could benefit one before the fight. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I would have had like 2 spell slots that entire fight.
Yeah. So Tanith's a little tired still come morning, but everyone else is doing okay. So, when the rain does finally stop, you see like Angra. Olaf has been like hiding in his room, just sleeping the whole time. You haven't really seen him. Angra is like in the kitchen, like maybe preparing some kind of oatmeal breakfast, and you know she's been out to tend to the flock and everything. And she looks a little kind of. She's very quiet, very pensive. But seems a little calm, I guess, a little more comfortable.
Is there any change in demeanor with the Gran? Just asking.
No, she's
No,
dead to the
not at
world.
all.
Yeah,
But still breathing?
she is still breathing. Yes.
Okay, good.
She didn't get slightly burnt from the fire.
Does Tanith have mending? Because Fitz kind of jumped through a window. And
Yeah, I
it
was just
would
about
be
to
real
follow
awful
that. I was about to go.
trying to like sleep.
Yeah, Tanith can clean up Fitz's mess.
Okay.
Thank you, Tanis.
Ava will help by holding crossbeams in place or something.
Yeah. Because it's like, it's like 2 pieces at a time, so she's got to like puzzle piece the glass back together.
I don't think there's any in my fur. He brushes himself off just in case.
Should make you go outside to make sure there's not any out in the ground.
Is it still raining?
The rain is starting to abate, but it is still raining.
Can I not? Is that an option? He looks at you with Puss in Boots eyes.
Oh Jesus!
Tanith wasn't serious.
He looks at a sigh, a breath of relief.
Lenore will help Angra get stuff ready, but won't necessarily like talk unless she wants to talk.
Mm.
Lenore has the emotional range of a potato.
Yeah, so does Angra. So
Match made in heaven. Just a pair of ties.
exactly. But eventually, the rain abates, and you can sort of laze around no longer, and know that you had better get on with your journey. Is there anything in particular you'd like to say during semi-awkward goodbyes?
Oh, can I keep this thread? And he pulls out the spool of white thread that you grabbed earlier.
Angra sort of glances at it and like waves a hand. Sure.
Thank you. You're very kind. He slips it in his...
Thanks for everything.
I mean, it's really us. Should be. Yeah. Welcome. She like doesn't really meet your eye.
Should probably head out. Got a bit of a journey left, I think.
Maybe you'll head back this way once you're done. She kind of looks up through her eyelashes a little, hopefully.
Yeah, I think I like that.
See, like, there's a faint blush and a smile. Me too.
Definitely then.
Well, thank you all very much, and See you later.
For the hospitality. If you have any further issues, if you want to direct them at Freyville Bryn at the Court of Kerala, I'm sure we can find a reason to come back here sometime.
That sounds so fancy.
Did you know I am? Rather? He gives him a grin.
You might be fancy, but you handle yourself well in the farm, so you're welcome back anytime, all of you.
Some more than others, I'm sure. Kenneth says, kind of like grinning at Lenore. With a
Pittsburgh,
six,
completely
with a 17, she definitely noticed the the little
Mhm.
exchange there.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh grin,
Yeah.
completely oblivious.
Angra will blush furiously and turn away to busy herself with something.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you know.
And you all set out once again. Takes about a day of traveling to get to Raid, but there will be no more events until you get there. So if there's anything you would like to do for that day, now is the time to inform me of those things.
Um,
Is that green thing still in the sky?
Uh-huh.
Does it still make Fitz feel funky?
Yeah, actually, I need you to make a wisdom save.
Sure. That is a 19.
Yeah, you succeed. So you don't take a point of exhaustion today.
Oh no! Fitz just looks pensively at the massive green thing in the sky.
Tanith is no good at most things. She has no tools or proficiencies for any kind of hobbies. Like she doesn't like read or
She broods.
write the way Aval does. Yeah, she doesn't mess with her weapons the way Lenore does, or get into all of like the booky things. And like, despite being a cleric, she's also not like one of those like, I'm gonna pray to make myself feel better and pass the time. And so like the journey is just her kind of fidgeting impatiently if she's not driving. And if she is overly concentrating on keeping the cart on the road.
For sure.
If you really want, you can answer some of Fitz's questions.
Well, he'll have to ask them.
Cool. I'm trying to remember exactly. But you were taken in by the silver dragon, yes? I forgot the name of it, sorry.
Sanctum of the Silver Wind.
Thank you. You were taken in by the sanctum of the silver wind, yes? He looks at Tanith and he's like playing with the white thread.
Yeah.
How did they find you?
Don't know.
They
Was a
never
little
told you?
young. I mean, I kind of assume it was one of like any other orphan. So I was told I was an orphan. Either someone brings orphans to the temple, or someone takes an orphan to the temple. I never bothered to ask.
Do you know what happened to your parents? Let's just fucking go for it.
Nope.
Do you want to find out?
Nope.
Why not? Why not?
Because I never had them. And so there's like, I'm not missing anything.
Okay. I'm the same.
She
similar.
like lets out like a sigh of relief that he lets it go there.
But he kind of knows what that's like because he never knew his parents either.
Yeah. When the question stops, she just kind of like breathes a sigh of relief and goes back to focusing on the road.
I have to think of some more.
Sure. Anything else anyone would like to do? Or are we skipping to raid?
Ava, when he's not steering it, will, just write down some detailed reports on supernatural occurrences on the road, etc., etc. What they did, what they accomplished.
What are you writing? There
As
we
a
go.
child. A report, ultimately for the Queen. If she's ever curious, I'm sure Lord Luca will be. Whenever we get back to the courts.
Does the Queen know you personally? That would be so cool.
I mean, we've met occasionally, working in the same vicinity.
Does she read your reports often? Is that why you're always writing all the time? Because you got to write for the Queen.
I mean, they are for the Queen ultimately. I don't know how many of them she reads, but certainly Lord Luca has to keep appraised of everything going on in the Queendom and then passes on the relevant information.
You've worked with the Lord a long time?
Yes. Quite a long time.
Sorry, how did you meet him?
Well, everyone has to work somewhere, and I have a talent for talking to people, and they needed people who didn't mind traveling. So I make my way up and down the country and converse, and he'll say like a bit in Sonan, which is the common that they're in. He'll say like something in Elvish, Dwarvish, Draconic, Celestial. I have a knack for language.
That's really cool.
And I tend to get on with people.
Yeah,
I
you're
do
very
think I
good.
do. Thank you.
And stabbing.
Sometimes both are required, and I've been lucky enough that neither have let me down. Also, having a giant direwolf sometimes solves problems.
I was going to ask about Tala. Where'd you get Tala? She's such a cool buddy.
I mean, I didn't always have her. The bag that she comes from is quite magical and is just something I came across on one of my earlier travels. Like we've all had our own rewards, and he like taps the flame tongue rapier, and well, sometimes a few other creatures come out of that bag, but seem to have made a connection with her especially.
Is it comfortable in that bag?
One of the languages I don't possess is Wolf. She seems fine. I mean, I let her out now and again, as you've seen, but she doesn't go down too well in populated areas generally, and she doesn't seem to mind it.
Oh no, she's a big buddy.
Don't quite know what goes on inside that bag. I've never cared to ask someone who might. No, actually.
I hope it's good in that bag. I wouldn't want Tala to be uncomfortable.
She always seems happy.
back to playing with this thread.
Does Buddy always seem happy?
Yeah, well, it depends on the form he takes. I think he likes the dragon one the most. Because he can shoot lasers from his mouth instead of like pointing.
I would imagine that'd be quite entertaining.
I prefer the point. I think if lasers came out of my mouth, I would have a very poor tummy.
Yes, difficulty eating. I'd imagine. Breaking
I
a lot
like-
of good plates that way.
But yeah, I need to buy some incense so I can bring Buddy back. That lady wasn't nice to Buddy.
I mean, she was barely a lady at this point, unfortunately, but no. And he kind of like puts a hand to her temple, kind of. Quite the cry she had.
It was not fun. But we helped people and that is good.
That's what we do. Have you worked for Lord Luca long?
No,
No?
I only came onto this plane, how long have we been on the road? Couple weeks?
Yeah, around that.
I only came into this plane a few months ago.
Right. So, while we were away, I thought I hadn't really heard much of you before then. You happened to pop into the soda?
I tried to play a trick on some people. It didn't go well.
Right.
But I think the Lord saw something in me, and that's why he hired me to help you.
So, we might be a test of some sort.
Maybe. I just wanted to see this world.
And save it, potentially.
That would be cool. I could go tell my mother I saved the world.
Quite the story.
I like
You don't-
stories.
You seem slightly bothered by the giant sky orb of doom.
It makes me feel icky when I look at it. I don't know why.
I don't think I get quite the same feeling, but I'm certainly concerned.
I wonder if it's something I should ask Mother about.
You're still in contact?
I haven't really tried, but I might as well at some point.
Yeah.
Check out all the amazing adventures I have and the amazing friends that I've met. He looks to the group as a whole.
Well, when you do, perhaps you could give me a heads up.
Okay.
I'm sure
I'll
there'll
let
be a
you know
lot
about
to learn.
sisters.
Mhm. If she has any idea what that is, it would be of a lot of use.
Write it in your report for the Queen. I've been a report for the Queen.
I mean, you already are, but more of them, yes. She might actually read that one, and he like puts a smile on his face.
I like the sound of that.
Right. Well, I best finish it, so she can hear all about it. And he'll give you a soft smile and then like turn back to finishing
Yeah.
the rotting details on Mary of the Fields or
Mhm.
something.
Fitz goes back to playing with the thread.
All right. But after a little time, you guys all arrive in Raid. It is a walled city, though it doesn't look particularly heavily guarded. The guards are all in these sort of like yellowish cream and white kind of barding over their or yellowish cream and blue, sorry, barding over their armor. sort of like similar to like a lot of the guards in Kerala, but not quite. You know, it's got its own spin on it. And you can see like the city itself is one of those cities where it's kind of quietly bustling along. You know, there's people busy and people working and stuff, but it's not you know, this kind of all-go epicenter of trade and commerce and life that Kerala is. It is much smaller, a little more peaceful, more like a gentle stream than a raging torrent. It seems pretty pleasant, though you see like a lot of the people you're walking around seem a little haggard, a little tired. And you make your way up to like the large sort of manor house and office block that like sits at the top of the building, or at the top of the city, like the north side, after following the instructions from the guards. Is there anything you'd like to do in the city before you reach the magistrate's office? Anything you'd like to buy, or would you rather do that afterwards?
Probably afterwards.
Sure
I
thing.
thought, you know, just stabling the
Yeah,
carriage
of
or
course.
whatever, and on the way up.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do, but if anyone else has anything.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I'm
Cost.
broke, so no.
Costs a couple
I want to look
coppers.
for the incense that I need for my thing
Oh, of course.
to bring back body.
Sure. Make an investigation check for me.
Oh, that is bad. That is it too.
You're not able to
Yes,
see.
yes, okay. Maybe
Um,
afterwards.
Yeah, maybe afterwards. Like, because you're kind of walking up like the main thoroughfare,
Mm-hmm.
and this isn't really where most of the shops are.
Yeah.
And the guards sort of told you because I imagine you sort of showed up and asked where to get to the magistrate's office, and they kind of pointed you in the direction. As you arrive, you see there's two guards kind of standing at the door. Both of them have like large halberds and these kind of kite shields, like sort of hanging from their arms. And one of them with like this kind of thin pointed beard and mustache under his like open-faced helm, kind of not, you know, confrontational or impolite, but sort of walks over and says, can I ask your business in the magistrate's office, please?
I'm just waiting for Lenore Tanith to jump in if anyone wants to.
No, you're the dude.
Just sometimes you like to be very blunt with people, and I'm just make sure you have the opportunity.
I'm wise enough to know to let Abel do his thing with official figures.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of that, right?
We've been sent by the Queen's ear. We fixed several issues upon the road, but I believe there's an issue here that needs solving.
Do you have some kind of writ?
Did he give us one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he gave us a writ. Tanner
Okay,
pulls
cool.
it out and hands it to Abel.
Sure.
I remember getting it.
Okay, cool. He pulls out his, official bag or whatever, papers. Presents.
He kind of takes it over and looks. You are here to see Magistrate Rogovich, yes?
Yes.
Very well. This way then, please. And he will hand you back your writ and kind of nod to the other guard to, keep watch in his absence. And we'll turn and lead you inside. It's pretty well decorated, but like has that kind of old, slightly, office feel where the decor hasn't been updated in a good 10 years or so. You see paintings of previous magistrates all along the walls. Make an insight check for me, please.
Anybody?
Everyone, yeah, sure.
Ah, fuck. 14.
I also got 14.
Okay.
9.
I was gonna say, like, oh man, if it's about decor, there's no way Tanith is gonna get it. And then I rolled to say, yep, you're not gonna get it.
Well,
That's everybody, my dude.
Oh, what did
Highest was
Lenore
14.
get? Sorry, I didn't
12.
hear. I didn't get that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, 14. Okay. So you see the 14s see like the first magistrate is this kind of smiling, like cheerful looking man. His name's Bogomil Svorsak, and he looks like very kind of pleased with his appointment. And you can see that was a couple hundred years ago. This painting, and the next painting along looks kind of, it's a guy kind of similar, but maybe 50 years on, the next painting, a woman named Voikia. She looks a little tired, and then like another 50 years on, the next person looks, dark circles under the eyes, look like they haven't slept in a while. Right to the end, you see the most recent magistrate, Vasily Rogovich, is a ruddy-faced man. Kind of, you can see he's got like acne scars painted on. The portrait was clearly going for sort of accuracy rather than flattery. His eyebrows kind of slightly, flirting with one another in the middle of his forehead. And his slightly like pockmarked face is a bit red. His nose is slightly overlarge. He's got some kind of uneven tufts of facial hair trying to be sideburns but not really quite managing it, and he looks kind of like he has pretty poor posture, and but is very, very skinny, and he looks positively sallow faced and like he's never slept a day in his life. And as you're led into his office, you see that the picture is startlingly accurate. And he kind of looks up. You see he's wearing a pair of half-moon glasses that sit on the end of his nose. And he kind of frowns at you all in confusion, not really knowing who you are. And he says, "Who is this?" And the guard will kind of explain about the writ and stuff. And he says, "Oh, yes, I remember something about that. Please come in." And he'll like motion to the guard to go find a servant to bring in some tea. "You are here to help about the cult activity, is that correct?"
Mm-hmm.
Kind of gives Fitzberg like a long, like calculating look.
He gives him a grin. Not unlike the one in the picture.
So, you have had experience with this kind of thing before?
Actually,
More than we
successfully
would
done.
like. Sorry.
Oh, sure, you go for it.
Yeah. Tanith just says more than we would like, and then Avel says something actually.
No, if that's enough, I'm looking for his reaction. If he needs more, he'll Ava will get more.
Kind of nods. Very well. There is a fair amount of activity going on. It is making my people nervous, and frankly, I have a lot going on right now. So,
What type of activity?
well, at first they were just spotted figures in black cloaks coming from the north. Slightly unusual, only because there were so many. But then a few people have gone missing, and the black cloaks are suspected and then stopped showing up, but people still started going missing. So now people think that they are not wearing their black cloaks into the city, and guard are having to be doubled each night because they refuse to go out because they suspect occult goings on, and he's kind of like rubbing his temples. I have never had such a long and sustained headache as I have since I took office.
You sure the two things are related?
No, I am not sure, but I have to be seen to be doing something about it so that I get re-elected. Though why I'd want that, only the gods know. Kind of mumbles at the end.
Bureaucracy.
He shrugs and nods. But I'm glad I'm not having to spend my resources on this, so as long as you don't kick up too much of a fuss, feel free to investigate and let as many people know you're investigating as possible. That would do me a lot of favors in the polls.
So, is there anything you can tell us that might help get us started?
Well, I am not really the person to speak to. I know that there are a few of the guards who have seen things. Also, the magistrate library downstairs. They heard of a man named Messer, something, who went there. He came back, left some kind of report. Maybe that will help you. But yes, apart from that, you're on your own.
He said the guards and this guy called Messer left a report.
Yeah, yes, he did. Do you have a list of the guards we should ask, or should we just start, like, bothering every single one of them and asking if they know something?
I don't have a list. I'm sure someone does, but he shrugs.
And that
I
someone
can
would
talk
be.
to them.
Look, I've got much bigger things to deal with. I'm not really sure, so maybe just ask.
Look, we're not gonna be able to question however many guards you have because you just recently said you doubled them. You want us to be effective and help your chances for re-election. You should maybe give us, I don't know, somebody on your staff that keeps track of these kinds of things, and we can talk to them.
Well, you could always go and ask one of the guards if they know anyone, but if you need to, you can ask my personal assistant, Davorka. She will help you with anything you need.
Okay. Something at least.
Just
What
how
was
long
that?
is this?
On you go. My thing's on.
Just how long has this been going on?
Months now.
Alright.
What was this guy's last name, Rob?
Rogovich.
Rogovic. Do you need help to sleep, Mr. Rogovic?
I am fine, thank you.
Okay. But I can help you sleep if you need it.
Good day.
Hey, insight check him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he?
He's being very sus. I agree.
That's a 20 for Tanith.
Oh boy.
Got 22.
Oh boy. You two both recognize that this man is a little scatterbrained, a little in over his head. He's very tired and like seems to be permanently fed up. You think he's a little bit worried that everyone's going to realize he's not very good at his job. And he doesn't seem to be hiding anything in particular, but he kind of seems like he really just doesn't want to have to deal with all this bullshit. And yeah, he looks very tired, like he hasn't slept very well in a long time.
It seems to be a running trait of the magistrates in this area. Tanith would make a great magistrate.
I saying if we're just like leaving or something, and like Tanith and Aval are in the same mind, or if she maybe even said that thing about
Yeah.
running trade. I wonder if it's just him. Did the guards look particularly tired? You said when we came in, people looked tired.
A lot
Yeah.
of people you're noticing do look tired. Not everyone. Maybe like 1 in 3 people looks really fucking tired. So yeah, one of the guards you saw, not the one who took you, but the other one, looks really, really tired.
This
It was
is
when you said we should bother all the guards. I'm like, oh, Fitz can do that.
Yeah,
Fitz
I
can
know.
bother all the guards.
What is your social security number?
I just
I
need it for
mean-
this one.
I mean, Rob, all I'm saying is that you better give us a bottleneck NPC that will prevent all of these questions. Otherwise, you're gonna have to name like 50 guards for me to
Oh,
go
geez.
to.
Oh man.
You think I can't rattle off 50 guard names within 10 minutes?
You'll
Kresa,
have to remember
Tijan,
them.
Flezavot, Civic.
You'll have to remember them.
Yeah, I can just...
Anyway,
I mean, that's why I have
to spell
spreadsheets.
them.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but he has given you the name of his PA, so she can...
You want to hit her up first, you think, or should we? And
I
then
want to see this report.
you want to split up?
I mean, I think we get the job done faster.
Yeah.
Fitz question every guard in the city. You know, what's the report? Tanith talked to the assistant.
What are you
Meet
gonna
back
do,
here.
Ava?
I don't, it was a joke. Fitz is
I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here and coordinate everything.
Yeah.
slap my hand on my
Delegation.
head. Repair.
I'm gonna need a desk. In fact, he's napping.
He does have a quill. He'd be really good at delegating. But yeah, maybe Fitz and Lenore go for the report down in the archive library thing, and Aval and Tanith can go harass the personal assistant, or vice versa.
I don't mind. Avon will just say if he's not on team report, he'll ask if you can get a copy, or at least, you know, tell us the important bits of it.
I'll get a copy. And if they don't want to give me a copy,
It's
I'll get
happening
a copy.
anyway.
I
Okay.
can get you a copy, Eva. I know how much you like reports.
Well,
Yeah, he needs a report for his report. It's reportception.
It's reports upon report
Well.
upon report. The report about the report. Sorry.
The more reports you have in a report, the more important the main report is. So it has more
Report.
report.
As I said in my prior report.
Yes.
Per my last report.
sources purport that more reports. Well, we'll do the report first. You guys head down to the library and find a short, hawk-faced woman named Danica, who is the librarian there. And
No, that's the name of the personal assistant. You're already messing up your.
Davorka.
name there.
Davorka.
Is the personal assistant.
Oh no, Danica is the name of the innkeeper in the Blue Water Inn. So I
Yep.
got confused. Never mind.
You silly goose. Does she have a raven aesthetic, Rob?
No, she has a hawk face, though, I said.
Oh yeah, it's true. Purely coincidental.
But she will begrudgingly find you the report, which is apparently more of a copy of the man's journal that he kept, but report sounds a bit more fancy. I have a copy of this report for you. I can read it if you'd like. It's a couple hundred words long. I don't mind reading it. But there is a written copy as well for you. Would you
Can
like...
I just ask, even though I'm off camera, can we find out what has happened to this man or this guard named Messer?
He's not a guard. He's just a guy.
Oh, okay.
He dropped off the report and left. He's a sort of worldly explorer type, but knew that the town was having issues and wanted to help out. So
not someone we can track down and question.
you can maybe track him down. He said he was headed north, but not someone here that you can track down. It's someone you're gonna have to track down in a while. Would you like me to read it, or would you all care to just take a few moments of silence? I don't mind.
The report team can read it, and we can move on to
That-
the
that's
other
quite
stuff,
a good idea.
and then they can recap it as we're playing out our scene, maybe.
Sure. So
Unless you
Avel,
really wanted to read it.
I don't mind.
Oh, that's how you spell raid? I've been spelling it wrong.
It's spelled as it's spelled on the map that
Oh,
you've
I
had
don't
for a
have a
long
map
time.
in front of me at all times. Nor do
Well, you should, because it's in the player folder, which you do have access to, and I will give you more access to. No, extra access. Okay.
Anyways, doesn't matter.
So the others. You go and find Dvorka, I believe, is the plan.
Yes.
So you find Dvorka, who appears similarly tired, but she seems to be much more competent than Vasily Rogovich ever does. Her hair is sort of brown and maybe slightly prematurely streaked with grey, and she's got like a very kind of freckled but pale face. Maybe once had a really good tan, but since she spends all her time working now, she hasn't really had the opportunity to go outside much. She's quite slight and short, and her hair is kind of pinned back with a pencil. And you see she has very slightly pointed ears, similar to your own, Aval. And you find her rushing about, ordering a couple of the servants around to prepare for some big fundraiser that's happening in one of the meeting rooms. And you catch her, and she's got this like big clipboard, and you can see like lists written in shorthand that is illegible to anyone who can't write or read shorthand. Maybe I imagine Aval probably can write shorthand.
Thieves can't.
Kind of. It's
Yeah,
it's you know, it's T-line but in fantasy. And she just will kind of spare a moment to talk to you, and you can tell she puts on like a professional smile, and she doesn't resent having to talk to you or anything, but you can tell she's got 1,000 things on her mind at once, but she's trying to make a good impression of everything, so she smiles and she says, how can I help you?
Sorry, more law. Half elves. How common are they? I know. Basically,
pretty
the only thing
damn.
you said was like high elves come down from the mountains and do this like emissary work every like 10 or 100 years or something. So
I would say it would be like if you were in America and you ran into another Brit. Like, it's not
right.
crazy, but you're like, oh shit, I met a British person today.
Finally, some goddamn sense in this country.
Oh, yes. We've been directed to you by the magistrate.
Of course. And you see like the slightest roll of her eyes, but she hides it well. And oh, sorry. She was gonna say, and what capacity are you visiting the magistrate in?
We've been tasked with dealing with cultish activity from the courts in Kerala.
She said, oh, and she kind of gives you like a slightly appraising look, and like looks, you can see like the brain power being rerouted to this conversation, like as she suddenly becomes much more interested in it.
We've only just arrived, and the magistrate, he seems a little tired and delegated you as a contact point.
Of course. I'd be happy to help you.
We were, and he like turns to Tanith momentarily, interested in any knowledge of activity that you hold. We have colleagues checking the report by Messer as we speak.
Of course.
Also, we're advised to speak to, well, guards in general. None of them were singled out, and perhaps you could help with that. Sort of seniority or relevance.
She nods. Well, you probably wish to speak to Vekoslav Ryba. He is probably the guard who has had the most number of run-ins with these people.
Excellent.
Vekoslav?
I can give you the name. I will have him find you if you like, or I can direct you to the barracks and see if he's there. I'm not sure if he's currently on patrol or not, but I can leave a message to have him visit you.
We haven't actually settled yet. I'm not sure if you could help with that as well.
Well, of course. I believe, and I imagine she's kind of heard or seen of the writ. I believe you are to be given accommodation on us, which is no problem. We have some rooms available in a nearby inn, if that is comfortable for you.
I'm sure it'd be a pleasure.
Excellent. I will have that sorted for you. It's called the Lyre, as in musical instrument. It's just a few blocks away. I can have someone show you the way.
Not a problem.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
Do you happen to have any insight, personal or otherwise, into the activity, the missing people?
Yeah, you seem like you've read all of the reports.
Well, yes, I have. And I am honestly none the wiser, it feels. I know that this activity is very strange, but, well, I cannot say myself if it is related, but the town has definitely suffered, but it has been suffering longer than I have been alive, and, well, it is a difficult place to live, but we don't really know why, and it is just a fact of life here, I suppose.
Everyone seems real tired. Is not. Everyone doesn't get much sleep.
She looks down a little and nods.
Know a little bit about that.
Have you ever left the city?
Left? Yes, I have, when I was a child.
You remember having so many sleepless nights then?
The sleeplessness for me only came a few years ago. Well, it's not something many people like to discuss here. So you'll have to forgive anyone you question if they're a little aloof. And you can see she's trying to like force herself to give information. She says, it is, I think, well, in my case at least, related to somewhat not necessarily bad dreams, but strange ones. I feel physically dizzy, a little ill. It is very hard to sleep.
What kind of dreams?
Well, it always starts, I'm standing in some kind of field, and then the ground beneath me feels like it is shaking, and I see dark-clad soldiers in the distance, and then, well, I just tumble, fall backwards off the world, and down and down and down and down, until finally I jump awake, sweating and panting, and my husband is the same.
Same dream?
I think so, yes.
Anyone that you ask that says the same, or is it kind of nobody talks about it?
People do not like discussing it, but from what reports I have read, most of the dreams are the same.
Not anything that bothered you whenever you lived away?
Like I said, I didn't have these dreams before I moved away, so it is hard to say.
Does that sound familiar, the imagery?
Make a history check.
History. Oh boy. That's a 2. Plus 4 for 6.
Nope.
Can I have?
You
Or
may.
am I not? I don't know.
Oh, duh. Tanith's not here, is she?
Tanith
I
is.
am. Yeah.
Oh, Lenore.
She
Sorry.
made the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
I was
being a
just
mole.
asking if I knew anything.
I've been
Yeah.
I've been like, driving the conversation for
Yeah,
the last 5
I
minutes,
just
bro.
for so no, I get that. I thought we'd made a mistake because I thought it was Aval and Fitz and Lenore and Tanith.
No.
My bad, my bad.
Lenore and Fitz
Yeah.
and Lenore. Tanith isn't gonna go anywhere by herself with Fitz.
No, I
offense.
thought it was Lenore and Fitz and Aval and Fitz. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, you can make a history check, Aval.
I actually got a 19.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's hard to say, but you know, Raid. Like back before the kingdoms were peaceful, like Raid was the site of a lot of battles. It's basically one giant battlefield that the town was built off, and the town itself was actually basically started as, you know, a collection of like healers' tents on the corral and, you know, the Sonan side of the battlefield. And you know, that's where the army kind of camped originally, and then, you know, the various sort of groups of people who follow armies moved in there, and the army stayed there for some number of years to, you know, make sure the border was protected, and slowly walls were erected, and the city just grew out from there. So it's basically built on a battlefield. And so imageries of like war and that kind of thing are you know, have a lot of historical.
Grounds. They moved the
Hmm.
gravestones, but they didn't move the bodies.
They have a lot of historical context to them.
Sorry.
It's alright. Just trying to get my last sentence out.
Sorry.
I don't know what Avon thinks he could do. I mean, that's seems pertinent historical context. Is there a particularly large religious presence here at all, or
Not particularly, but not nothing. Around.
not nothing? Okay, so there are some
as you
temples or
expect.
something we could go to.
Yeah.
Tanith will ask if there's any sort of commonality in like the people who are disappearing, like age, demographics wise.
It's a good question. She will tell you, not as far as I can see. No children or very elderly, mostly able-bodied, from what I'm able to tell. But aside from that, there are no distinct demographics.
Men, women of any age and profession.
She nods.
I have a working age, or a capable age, seems.
A
They are
working
dead
age,
weight.
yes.
Yeah, is it anyone like thin or like weak, or is it like
Hard to
or
say.
too-
But
don't
from
tend
the
to ask about
information,
stone and missing person
yes.
ways.
But from the descriptions we have received, it is very varied. There have definitely been some fuller folk and some thinner folk. So
It's maybe not mine work then that they're getting snatched up for.
Or an army.
Mm-hmm.
Although you can build muscle and work off fat.
True. Maybe that's not a good indication, but. And how long have people been going missing?
a few months at this point.
Okay. How about how many in total?
39 at last count.
That's not counting any that aren't reported because they didn't have anybody to report them.
Exactly.
Think of anything else that might be useful?
Not off the top of my head, but if you need anything else, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Just out of curiosity, what are you raising funds for?
Oh, it is. She kind of sighs and rolls her eyes. The magistrate likes to put on very public benefits for various charitable philanthropic endeavors. I believe this one is for orphaned children, but there was one for stray dogs a month ago, so they tend to be pretty varied.
He's the Burgermeister of Valaki. Quick, stake him. I mean,
Find his sons.
Anyone not sleeping will be put in the stocks.
all is well. All is so well.
All
Curious.
is not well. I'm gonna murder people.
All is not well. Man.
Was that the sound the trap made as it went off? Like struck us all to death.
I felt
adult male.
all I'm saying is that I felt real bad because there was like 2 checks that y'all could have done before opening the door. Please open the door.
We real dumb.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's
We-
some
we know-
peasant
we know
house's
about-
attic. Like I wasn't.
Yeah.
I searched everything. Oh. Anyway. Curious that. That in my mind, I'm not saying this out loud, but like curious that he's so charitable, yet so CBA about everything.
It's all about appearances.
Yeah, you get that impression from Dvorka's
from her
demeanor.
reaction, yeah. Well, thank you very much for your help, and I'm sure we'll be back if we need it. Need any more?
Let's dispose of him and put Father Lucian in charge.
He would be a much better ruler. But okay. I guess we'll go find our colleagues and our place of rest.
Thank you for your help.
If you could have the guard sent to us at some point. when
Of
he's
course,
available.
I will have him sent first thing on the morrow if I can.
Avol gives her like a winning smile, but also like appreciative of how much work she's doing.
You see this the smiles context is noted and also appreciated
Okay.
because she does not seem to get much. She's this sort of hand that holds up the empire while everyone thinks it's the magistrate, but
We should put her in charge.
Just as like a passing or leaving pleasantries. Nice to meet another half-elf. Don't see too many of us around.
She glances up at your ears and nods. Yes, it is nice. Especially one who appreciates a bit of hard work. She kind of, like looks down like, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. But like brushes like a bit of hair behind her ear. Anyway, I'd better get going.
Of course. And he'll also leave.
She'd just leave you with a please don't hesitate to let me know if you need anything at all. Kind of comment.
Absolutely.
Anything at all.
I mean, you said she had a husband, and I'm not into breaking marriages.
No.
Uh,
I mean, she said she had a husband, but only in the
Coward.
municipality of Kerala.
wow. Lenore gets to make googly eyes at like big farmhand girl, and the
Sorry,
first
let me-
half-elf I found is married. God.
I'm kidding. Oh my god.
Howard.
Gotta drop Kenny a
Although
message.
I will say that my drow in my Lost Minds of Phandelver game with Amber and Diana did get it on with the innkeeper and his wife. In
Oh, wow.
Phandalin.
Oh my dang.
Right.
Damn.
They swing.
Blitzen
More
way
like
back when tried to get
swindling.
off with Syl's wife. I remember that.
You what?
I was just saying, years ago, Blitzen, not years, ages ago, Blitzen tried to get off with Syl's wife.
Yep.
That would have went real bad for you.
It would have, but wouldn't have been cool. No, never mind.
Murder. You would have been murdered.
Drama.
Yeah, you were gonna get murdered.
Drama.
If
Anyway.
Syl hadn't done it, Lucas's
Lucas.
right? Lucas's patron would have told him to keep Syl from finding out.
Anyway,
So it was no win. It was no win for you, dude. She was a trap.
marriage wrecking aside,
Sorry, completely sidetracked.
Yeah, sorry.
He was a good boy. Also, believes in documentation. Can't break that marriage vow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's been documented.
Don't care if you love her if it's in writing.
Yes.
But what if he's a dick?
Oh, I mean, I wasn't planning on derailing the campaign and saving a married woman from a terrible marriage. I was mostly going to try save the world. But
That, I mean,
I mean, it did stop
what
you
about
from
your
doing it in
happiness?
SAG, but
ending one abusive marriage at a time. Save the world.
That will save the world in the long run.
See?
poor Cal.
We don't have no business
Wow.
in our Sorry, Rob. Once again, completely derailing the conversation.
It's fine.
Yes, we've got 15 minutes. Let's go. Snap, snap.
So, you all reconvene at the Lyre Inn. It's a nice place, comfortable. Unless there's something else you'd like to do.
I was just going to say, they don't technically know where we are staying. So
Oh yeah.
otherwise, I would say yes, but I guess we were
We
going to swing by the record
reconvene.
room.
Grab
We
them.
reconvene where Aval said we were going to reconvene whenever we did like our hands in and break before
Yeah.
we split up.
And then maybe begin heading towards the Lyre.
Yes, then we go there.
Sure. And assuming you guys kind of fill in the others on the journal contents. Has everyone read it?
I haven't known, because I've been writing.
Oh, good. Well,
Unless someone fills me in, or I can read it after the session.
Yeah, it's
maybe.
time for Fitz and Lenore to give us a recap of what the doc said.
You want to read? You want us to give you the whole doc, or just the important, or what I can glean is the important parts?
I mean, what would Fitz say?
Would he read the whole thing in a really overdramatic way?
Do it, Jesus.
no.
No, but he would. We have a lead. His name is Alexander. He lives here. He talked with this mercer guy about the tomb in the north called Agerloft. It's for a goddess of war called
Margot.
that's the one, Margot. Margaret. That's the thing, 'cause you can hear it. It says Margaret. She is deadly, and he lost a hand. Messer, not Alexander. But Alexander lives here, so he shouldn't be too hard to find. He went to a thing, what does it say? An inn. It says the inn. I don't know if this is the same inn. It doesn't say. But he does talk about the phantom of high spirits, and that sounds fun.
So something about a tomb to the north
Tomb to the
Yeah.
north of one of
an
the
old
gods.
gods.
One
Well,
of the
that
old gods.
sounds like what we need, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
If you
Well,
look,
there's
how
no-
did he lose the hand?
He lost
Cold.
the hand by. It's apparently very cold to the north. The journey was very cold.
So we should make preparations for.
Though he
cold weather.
did go in the dead of winter, or
Oh,
Well,
did he?
yeah.
But
And then-
no. Great voice in
And
the
then
sky.
Yeah, we wouldn't know that, would we? Well, I guess we would by the dates.
Yeah.
How long ago was he up there?
Oh, I had this written. The current date is the 15th of the 9th, 1061.
So
How
long? How many
Wow, this
days?
is like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, but people were going
Wow.
missing then.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't mention anything about people going missing. He doesn't mention any cult activity whatsoever.
Oh,
But it
he
does-
just mentions the tomb.
Yeah, and he does mention
He
going to find
does.
the green god.
yeah, they rebuff the goddess of war with like basically an army of giant beast and woodland creatures of enormous size.
Oh, so chances that we'll find this Alexander are going to be pretty low too. 50
Probably.
years past.
If he's an
Probably.
elder, he didn't sound too old from the description, but he did sound like a drunkard. So I mean, he still is. So he could just be an older person, which means he wouldn't have been taken, judging by what you've learned. about
Yeah.
people to get taken. So it's possible we could still find him. It's less likely, and also we should probably, if we're gonna take this place, we should move quickly. If this is the 9th month and he went in the 10th and lost a hand because it was so cold, which means it won't be long before it's cold enough that we can start losing hands.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be a problem for me.
I'm just saying, like, 50 years on a drunk is going to be a hard 50 years.
Very good
He's
point.
not a drunk.
That's how
he's just
Messer
not.
described him in the thing, isn't it?
Oh, you mean
Like-
Alexander? I thought you meant Messer. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, Alexander, yeah. And he also has his wife's a bitch, apparently.
Yeah.
That's not what
He also Messer also had a map.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, he did. He did have a map.
Why would they think like a 50-year-old report that wasn't related to the cult activity be useful for us?
Because I think they know
Old
that
gods.
it's
Yeah,
the old
the
gods,
cults.
and they know
Oh,
that
yeah.
the cult at the tomb.
Yeah, the same reason you were sent there. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they know about the tomb, right? They just don't want to talk about it. They think it's kind of like a taboo to talk
Mm.
about it.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, I got that impression from the report. Well, it sounds like that's where we need to go.
Oh, and they
Best
mentioned
way to best way to find it would be to get kidnapped and taken there.
he also talked about the creatures inside the thing.
Yeah.
It sounds like they had some like hot blood kind of stuff, like it burned and like hissed.
Oh yeah.
So probably that might be something to know. And he talked about like the murals that were in there.
Yeah. Like acidic burning or fiery burning?
Blood
Said it
tastes
smelled of
so
sulfur.
flat across the ground.
What?
They smelled of sulfur.
Yeah, so very demony.
Okay. Fun times.
See, we got the important bits.
Yeah. So we have some prep to do for a journey north while trying to investigate a little bit, but it sounds like most of what we're going to need to know is several.
How to get there?
Yeah, we need to know how to get there. Which, again, the best way to know would be to just get kidnapped.
I think that's like the worst way to know because they'll probably take all of our stuff.
True.
They gave some landmarks, didn't
He described
see.
the tomb pretty well. The outside.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, to get back to you. Handshake, hand gone, blah blah blah.
A great stone area that hangs over the woods, like a
There you
giant, great cliff face rising from the earth. Surely above all else, that must be the resting place of a god.
And that's when he started losing his
Uh,
friend.
Mm-hmm. Regiment
It's
of devils. Um,
I love that they're called Raidens, and now I'm just imagining them all dressed in white with big wide hats, just like
Yes.
walking up and down the road.
red skin smelt of sulfur, and their blood hisses. And it was very hot inside the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
because more to the hell sort of feel, especially considering he's fighting demons.
Let's see. Pictures of great beast woodland creatures of enormous size, led by an image of an old man with barely skin. I have a feeling that is supposed to be some other word.
Probably.
No, his eyes
Barley
are
cut-
scratched and painted black.
Yeah, Messer went to
A
go find him.
great green god.
For that is what he must be. He seems good, so why do we not worship him still? An excellent question.
Yeah, he went to go seek out this green god,
Mhm.
bring him back.
But this was 50 years ago, so we probably hasn't had much luck.
Or he has, and he's working to bring him back.
True.
Have we ever heard of this great explorer Messer before?
No.
It's a
How about it?
one-handed man.
How about a great green god?
Make a religion check.
$12?
17.
Nope.
50 years ago. Obviously, he failed. We have no leads for, like, this green god thing.
We've killed God before, we'll do it again.
Yeah, well, you've killed a god before. I had not done that.
Well, you wouldn't be here if we didn't think you could handle yourself.
He blushes with a big grin on his face. Thank you.
Sure, that was a compliment. How many inns are in this town?
Several.
Is there a barkeep lady here, or man, or person?
Yeah.
Hello. Can I ask you your name, please? He says to the bar person.
Yeah. It's a lady. She says, "My name is Valeska."
Valeska. Hello, my name is Fitzbug. Do you serve a man here named Alexander? He's probably been coming to the inns for like 50 years or so.
I don't know an Alexander.
At all?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. Can you direct us to any of the other inns in this place? We really need to try and speak with Mr. Alexander.
There's a lot of them. But
That's okay.
the nearest one is the Fish Hook. That's 2 streets down. She looks a little confused.
Okay, thank you. He heads back to the group. He's not here, but he might be in another one.
Do you want to go bar hopping until we find him?
I
That
can do
seems
that.
like the best thing to do.
Sorry, was it Messer who lost the hand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And he heard about this tomb from Alexander.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he came here looking for it because he had a map.
Yeah. He was a local contact.
It was a small village of aspirations of growth back whenever he came here.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I didn't make the connection that it's grown since then.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he just hand this journal into the library? Why would he not keep it with him?
So that
It's
other
a
people
it's a
could
copy
know.
of his journal.
Oh, it's a copy of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, did we get a copy of it, or did we just take, or did we just?
Yeah, you made a copy of it at Avar's request.
So this says it's just outside the city.
Just within us, yes.
It took. Let's see. Da, da, da. It took him. Wow, he lost that hand in a day. It must have been really fucking cold. Because I'm sitting there like looking at it. It's all like 10:27. He spent the morning in recovery. 10:27. Ow, my hand is cold. 10:27.
Mm-hmm.
My hand shakes. 10:18. Hand gone. So he lost his hand in the course of a day. It took him a day to find the tomb. So it was at least a day's travel. He couldn't have gotten far in a day, like not even starting like in the right in the morning. It has to be real close.
And if the city's grown at all,
Yeah.
the edge of the city could have been a little farther.
Is there a stone area over the city at some ward or whatever?
Not
That is
over it.
Is one
convenient.
section of the wall a stone area that they just built the wall from?
Not
They just built a
quite.
church.
Not quite, but there's definitely like a lot of mountains right next to the city.
Yeah, just like because here's my thing. Maybe the dates are wrong, and feel free to correct them or whatever. But if he didn't even start on the day's journey in the middle of winter, where it's like cold enough to where he's gonna lose a hand immediately to frostbite, it could not be that far. It would be visible from the city during like not winter.
Yeah.
If it's like growing at all. So we should be able to see it and know exactly where it is.
Well, you can see mountains. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like he was able to see it.
I mean, it could have been like.
I mean, you're making some
magically-
assumptions about how big it is.
I mean, let's just.
It could have been magically cold too. There could have been something hinky there about it. I mean, and you can go out into like super cold and get frostbitten to the point that
Yeah, and
it's not like you don't need like 48 hours of exposure. You could do it in like 12 hours.
in the Arctic Circle,
Yeah, sure.
5 minutes is all it takes to lose a limb.
Yeah,
so,
I'm just
I mean, it's
saying
not
that
outside.
like. Yeah, but if it's that cold, he would also be moving slowly.
Well, it's not outside the realm of possibilities though. That I mean, we can see the mountains, so we just got to get to the place.
Oh.
We also need to see if I was gonna say something about finding the map, but then I realized Messer would probably still have the map,
Mhm.
and he's God knows where.
I'm just saying like it won't take us long to find it because if he was able to get there in a day
Yeah. It's
without a hand.
it's about 7 hours march from where you are.
Do we think there is anything to be gained from this, Alexander, or should we just go to the thing?
That is a question. I don't know like what information like 50 years out of date would help us.
Well, I mean, the thing is like we have the information that Messer was able to get from him. So
Yeah.
unless we think we're able to get more information from him, or
Like whether
more,
or not he ever came back. through
Well,
here?
well, he obviously had to come back through here.
Oh
The book
yeah.
got delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like unless we can like find somebody else that we think would be willing to talk about it.
Oh, we have to talk to the really tired guard and see about the kidnapping specifically.
Yeah.
The guard
May-
was going to come here and talk to us.
Yeah.
Ah, okay then.
Maybe we can find out more in the morning from him. But we are supposed to like make like a big hubbub. Hey, innkeeper lady.
Her name?
Hmm.
What was her name again?
Liam, if you're gonna ask me names for every character, you better goddamn remember them. It's Velasca
Okay, we're
or
gonna be-
Valeska.
My name is Valeska.
We are investigating for the magistrate all of the missing people and the strange goings on. Do you know anything about the temple to the north? Or the tomb to the north?
Listen to my inspiring voice.
I am making it known.
Not really, to be honest. Just sort of old, dusty relic type thing, right?
Nobody's ever like gone up there and rustled shit out of it to add to put in a museum or anything.
I mean, maybe. I don't really know myself.
Not that anyone's made any fanfare of.
She shrugs. Like, sorry, I can't help you.
What about the people that got missing?
What about them?
Did you know any of them?
Not personally.
Do you know what they were doing before they went missing?
I mean, I don't think they were all doing the same thing.
Were some of them like going to work?
I think so. Mostly during the evenings, so maybe there was some walking home
Coming
from
home?
the inn or work
Okay.
or
Did they all come missing or from like the same place or different places?
I don't really know. Different places, I think.
Why are you getting so defensive?
Why are you getting so? I
It's
don't
like
know the
you-
word.
Oh, that's
Prosecutory.
24.
It's just like, who the fuck are these lawyers suddenly putting me on the stand?
Tanith is gonna put down like 2 silver for an ale.
Oh, he talks about a specific spirit. Oh, God, what is it called? Shamrock?
Yeah. I totally want to try some of that.
I would also like to try some shamrock.
She pours 2 shots of shamrock.
Let's make that 4.
She pours 4 more. Oh, 4 in total.
Two
more
more,
than a
she,
four.
she does 2 for herself.
She needs it.
Yeah.
Interesting that Fitz is drinking. Normally.
He read about it, so he's got to try it. Fitz
Oh,
is
yeah.
horrible with peer pressure.
Sorry.
It's,
Even from a
He's with the
possibly dead
second
man
guy,
50
just
years
gentle.
ago.
Just cut to like Aval just writing in his journal like shut up and giving it to Fitz and seeing if he'll do it.
Oh, that's
Uh-huh.
mean. They get shamrock.
Yeah, it's like Fireball whiskey.
Oh,
If you ever
man.
tried that, it's really spicy.
Oh,
It's
man,
like
I love it.
it's basically yeah, like a sort of whiskey type spirit, but basically like cask aged in barrels that are also full of like dried chilies. So it's really like it's like that
Oh.
drink they have in The Rescuers.
Oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen that movie in donkeys.
Me fucking neither. That sound I just made, like where the bird has to have a drink of it before it can fly, and the bird for some reason has like Spitfire
man.
sounds.
I wonder if I still have that.
What a movie!
Do you know anyone who might know someone who disappeared?
She shrugs. Maybe try some of the other inns.
We were going to try the fish hook to see if we can find Alexander.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your help, Alaska.
She waits until you've all kind of stepped away, and then goes and does actually pour herself a shot of Shamak.
I was gonna actually have Avo, like be the last one and just like point to the bottle and point to her, and then like put down a silver or something.
Okay, yeah,
Kinda
I like that.
Um,
She very gratefully takes it.
We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Pretty
Fair
sure.
enough. So
But,
she takes hooks.
As you come to the end of harassing this woman, I think we'll end the session there, if that's...
Sure thing.
You say harassing, I say investigating.
I say harassing.
Interrogating.
We were